There is someone buried directly beneath this bed. And for almost all of human history, you slept on them too. The people you loved most, buried under the floor you walked on, under the bed you slept in. We think that's disturbing. By the end of this, you're going to look at the way we bury our dead and the way you'll be buried completely differently. 9,000 years ago, in what's now Turkey, the houses were packed so tight you entered through a hole in the roof and climbed down a ladder into your home. And under the floor of that home, under the platforms where the family slept, they kept their dead. Not in a graveyard, not outside the walls, right beneath them. A mother could reach down at night and touch the earth her own mother was buried in. To them, this wasn't morbid. It was love. But when archaeologists dug deeper, the story stopped making sense, because some houses didn't hold one family's dead. One building had the remains of nearly 70 people underneath it. Far too many for a single household. And when they tested the DNA, many of them weren't even related. So who were they? Strangers buried together under one floor, and who decided who got in? Hold on to that question. Because the answer connects to something we still do today, and don't even notice.
600 miles away, at Jericho, buried their dead beneath the floors. But in 1953, an archaeologist named Kathleen Kenyon found something that stopped her cold.
A human skull. But the face had been rebuilt. They had taken the skull of a dead relative, rebuilding the face of the person they'd lost. Into the eye sockets, they pressed seashells so the face could look back at you. These are the oldest portraits in human history, and they're not paintings. They're made from the actual dead. They didn't bury these faces. They kept them on a shelf in the house. The dead sat in the room while the living ate and slept and grew old. But here's the part no one can fully explain. These skulls were traded, passed from one family to another, dug up, moved, reburied somewhere else, sometimes generations later. Think about it. You'd give away your own mother's face and keep it in your home. Why? We'll come back to that. It's the key to everything. You might be telling yourself this is ancient history, strange things primitive people did a long time ago before we knew better. So let me take you somewhere, not to the past, to right now. On the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia live the Torajan people, and when someone in a Torajan family dies, the body stays in the house for months, sometimes years. The family dresses them, talks to them,
brings them food and coffee several times a day.
To the Torajans, they're sick, still a member of the household, still home. And even after the funeral, they don't stay gone. Every few years, families open the tombs, they bring their dead back out into the sun, they clean them. This is happening this year, this August, and it answers the question from Çatalhöyük. Those strangers buried together weren't strangers. Keeping the dead close was never just about your own family, which forces a very uncomfortable question. If humans kept their dead close, then we are not the normal ones. We are the strange ones. So when did we stop? The French historian Philippe Ariès called this the tamed expected. And then, in about 100 years, it vanished. Dying moved out of the home and into the hospital. Death became something that happened behind a curtain, managed by professionals, hidden. We invented a profession. We told ourselves this is progress. But what if it did the opposite?
Remember the faces in Jericho? Here is the answer I promised. Passing the dead held the community together. Your grief was not yours alone. It was carried by everyone. That is the thing we lost.
But we didn't just hide the dead. Take a few days, wear black. Then compose yourself and don't burden anyone. They were fluent in death. We built a world to never see it coming, and it didn't make us happier, only genuinely surprised to die. For 99% of human history, the dead stayed home. And in that 100 years, we became the first humans to grieve alone. So here's the question. When it's your turn to bury someone, will you send them away or keep them close and be honest about which is love and which is fear?